Welcome to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. I'm Neil Wilkinson. This is the place for news and rumours about your favourite rock festivals, our music guide for the month, and some special things that we found in Festpod Favourites. So let's welcome my fellow hosts. We have somewhere near Oxford, I believe it's Bicester, near an airport somewhere, is Lee Ellingham. Hello, Lee, you all right?
Yes, good evening. I can't believe we're doing this twice a month.
You do live next to an airport, don't you?
I
or
do.
an airfield or something.
Yeah, so I literally, my house backs on, oh, not my house backs onto, I live near an airfield, or an ex-airfield, ex-RAF and ex-US Navy, US Air Force airbase, where it's got loads of space for festivals. Not the Navy.
Navy?
No.
Because you'd know where that was, right?
No, the Navy, because you'd have lots of big ships passing by, wouldn't you?
I would, yes.
In the night.
Yes.
Yes, it's ex-US and ex-RAF Army airfield. Fuck's sake.
Okay. Do you sometimes march up and down pretending to be one of them? No? Not that I would do that. Just wondering if you're doing that.
If you want to play dress up, we'll play dress up later.
The other voice you can hear there is Rich Holmes. Rich Holmes is back.
Hello.
Now, you have in better health, hopefully, than you were last time when you weren't here.
Yeah, I do apologise for my my absence, sir. I hope you got the note that my mum sent in for you.
Yes, we did. Yes, a very neat handwriting.
Thank you. I did it myself, but I did use my left hand instead of my right. But no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. I'm unprepared as ever. But you know,
that's all right.
Unprepared, but as long as we sound good and look good, I don't look good, but as long as we sound good, then it's all that matters, right?
Live from Connors Quay in North Wales.
So close. I'm in Shotton. Please don't say I live
in
the
Shotton?
Quay. Don't say I live in the Quay.
Really?
I live in the town of Steel. You'd like that?
Really? Do you really?
Steel Works. Yeah.
Because I've been saying that you live in Wrexham, but clearly you don't.
Well, I'm from Wrexham. I'm a Wrexham lad.
I see.
I spent the day today in Wrexham with the football, but no, I'm
good result.
I'm back home
so,
on D-side now in the lovely little town of Shotton. Yeah,
good result for
against
Wrexham.
Farnborough, FA Cup 4-1. Boom.
Yeah.
Third round.
Ryan Reynolds will be happy.
Third round, baby. But this isn't a football podcast.
Yeah, the only thing I can add to this is the fact that I drove past that stadium the other day.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Is it? I must have been round the other side. But yeah, I drove past and I noticed it. And I was thinking of Ryan Reynolds and that other one whose name I can't remember.
Rob McElhenney.
There you go. Yes, there's
there
an
he is.
Oh my word!
You've got a tattoo of him on you. Wow!
Fucking hell!
Oh, wow! Oh my god!
There's a story there if you want it.
Please.
I mean, I know we're trying to keep these a bit shorter now, but let's just fuck it with it. We're there now.
We're there.
So, as just after the takeover, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Mythic Quest fame put out a competition for 3 Wrexham fans to have tattoos paid for by them. 2 were Deadpool tattoos, and 1 was, well, because Rob McElhenney doesn't really, he's a TV actor, so the best thing we could do is get the Nightman off It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia from one of their musical episodes. Wow. So it says It's Always Sunny in Wrexham on it. And
love it.
I kind of had a little sex wee when a video popped up on social media of Rob McElhenney saying my name, telling me I'd won, and I was going to have his face tattooed somewhere on my person.
No way!
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Oh my
That's really
god!
cool.
So, did you meet them?
Now, right, okay. This is a good platform for this. As part of this, he promised he was going to come and see it. I think I'm the only person in North Wales who hasn't yet met Rob McElhenney. So I know Rob McElhenney's a big fan and friend of the show. So Rob, I'm pleading with you now. Come on, brother. Next time you're over in North Wales, let's get together. Let's have a beer. You can see the Nightman in person, and we can have a jolly good time. Not in a creepy way, just let's have a beer. look at my tattoos. You can touch it if you want. We'll watch the football, and we'll go away happy.
Have they not moved over here? You'd think so, wouldn't you? Did want to be near this?
I mean, to be fair, they do jet across quite often. They're very, very involved. And obviously, Ryan's an incredible businessman, very astute businessman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got stakes in everything with gin companies, telecom companies, cybersecurity. He's got fingers in many pies. Indeed.
Just imagining that. Interesting. Okay. So the only reason why I've got a modicum of interest in this and why I'm talking to you about this is because the other day on Amazon Video Prime, whatever it's called, I watched the very first episode of the documentary all about Wrexham Football Club and Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney buying the club. And I found it very interesting because you don't have to be a football fan to watch it and enjoy it. Because they know fuck all about it, do they not?
No, I mean, welcome to Wrexham on streaming on Disney Plus, rather than Amazon. It's on Disney Plus.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. It was on one of them.
But yeah, it's like streaming in like 50 countries now. And like today at the game, there was 57 Canadians that came over to watch Wrexham.
Really?
Honestly, they were sitting like a few seats away from us. Actually, 57 Canadians, but we're getting Americans, Canadians coming over now for the games, just coming to visit Wrexham, all because of Rob and Ryan's input and this documentary, which has kind of really brought a bit of a focus on a little working class town in a corner of North East Wales, which I call home.
Yeah, God.
All these years of hurt. And we should maybe call this Footpod instead, rather than Festpod, I think, this episode.
Well, yeah, I mean, do you know, I have a personal interest because literally I was at the stadium the other day by accident, driving past it in my job. And I happened to watch the documentary as well, so I feel like I'm there with you, along for the ride. But I don't imagine I'll be taking any of the football in, to be really honest.
You can enjoy the documentary. As you said, you don't need to be a football fan. It's a great story. And season 2 is obviously coming in the very near future.
Oh, are they filming it now, are they?
Yeah. I should be on commission for this.
Yes.
I'm proper selling this for them.
I know, God.
Not that I need it.
You might be wondering. You might be wondering where Eamon Short is. He was with us last week, but he's not here this week. He is living it up with Laura on the continent. Now he's is it Spain?
He's in Lanzarote,
so not technically on the continent. If you want to go back to school, the geography again.
Okay, yes, let's do that. So is it one of the Canary Islands?
That's right, it is. Yeah.
Is it really? Okay, well it's we do have a small message from Eamon, who's very kindly thought about us. He's not completely gone. He's here with us in spirit. And he wants to say hello. So let's say hello to Eamon.
Hi, guys. Sorry I can't be there, but I'm in lovely Lanzarote. Look at that view. Isn't that lovely? I hope you have a wonderful podcast, but quite honestly, I'm not even thinking about it. Cheers.
Such a twat.
Yeah,
cheers.
I mean, dear listeners and watchers, of course, viewers, you wouldn't want to see what I said to Eamon in our Festpod WhatsApp group, would you? It was
very rude, but it began with C.
Yes.
But he will be chipping in from Lanzarote with his messages. There are a few that he sent over, so we'll be listening to those later on. So we better crack on, really, since we've only got an hour. Instead of messing about, talking about football and Lanzarote.
We got 50 minutes left.
Yeah, right. Okay, it's all right. We'll fit it all in, Lee.
We forgot to say, Neil, how are you? How's your week been?
Because it's coming up to Christmas.
Who cares? Let's crack on.
Yeah, it's been very busy. I'm quite stressed, and this is my release. So if you'd like
Release.
to get in touch with us, yes. I'm releasing under the desk as we speak. Get in touch with us on the socials or on YouTube by looking for Festpod. If you like the show and you're a regular listener or watcher, we are also now on Patreon, and we would love your support. It all goes back into the show. Now, this is where I call on Rich to explain a little bit about the Patreon, because he is the man in charge of it all.
Hello there. Thank you, Neil.
Hello.
So, Patreon, it's about supporters of the show who would like to support us in ways that can actually help us grow and develop and improve this seamlessly wonderful product. It's 4 tiers, just from basically a cup of coffee a month kind of level, which gets you kind of general support. Next levels up kind of get you kind of early access to episodes. You get some kind of outtakes and behind the scenes videos, and potential interviews, exclusives, will be put out to our Patreons first, of course. And I must give a shout out at this point to Vix and to James, our 2 newest Patreons. So thank you so much for your support. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/Festpod.
Nice and easy to find.
That's what I thought, when I thought, what do I call this page? What can I make it memorable as? And I thought, Festpod.
Yes. Yes, very good. Very good, very nice. No one does that anymore, do they?
Oh, very good, very nice.
That's got so fad it's gone. Anyway, shall we start with the festival news? So the first story we have for you this time around is the Offspring, who are going to be playing at Slam Dunk next year, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. They are going to release a Christmas song, which is unexpected and interesting. It's not something I would expect them to do. It's not something that I mean, have they done this before? Don't remember hearing one before.
Not to my knowledge. This is the first. Did you know? This is actually the first I'm hearing of it. I haven't looked at the script recently. And
you haven't looked at the script for the show?
Only today, yeah. Only today. But
really,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. This is awesome, though. I mean,
I
love
no
Christmas.
excuse. I've been in hospital all week. all week I've been in hospital, and you've done just as much as I have.
So we can actually have a little taster. We can listen to this. It's nothing that you would expect. You wouldn't. I mean, how can I put this? It doesn't sound like The Offspring when you hear it. It just sounds like anybody. It doesn't sound very punky. It sounds quite ordinary. It's like if you heard this on a radio station that was all about Christmas songs, and you heard this, you wouldn't think anything of it.
Bells will be ringing.
See, it's your standard Christmas stuff. So you've got to wonder why.
I mean,
Maybe they're bored.
I'm glad I didn't listen to that pre-show, because I think my face probably says it all. Yeah, why is the question? I mean, it sounds lovely and Christmassy, and
The old ladies will love it.
Absolutely.
But, if you're a fan of the Offspring, then I wouldn't bother. To be honest, it's not something that you're going to be listening to in amongst everything else. But if you're a massive fan, I suppose, then you'll listen to anything that they make.
True. I suppose there's a line, isn't there? there's a line.
Yeah,
and
I guess so.
I'm going to do it. Okay. Okay. I like to be quite outspoken sometimes, but Christ, they just such a sellout.
Yeah, it's but why does anyone make a Christmas song? I mean, I guess it's just because you want the airplay money, isn't it? So I just don't think it's very fitting. It's weird. I mean, where are they going to play this? It's not going to be at any of their gigs, is it?
I wouldn't have thought so. But
Can you imagine
stranger things have
at
happened.
the end of May, them cracking out this song? You imagine Slam Dunk, end of May, they just start cracking out a Christmas song.
I could imagine it. I could see it happening. If it is successful, then I reckon it'll be solid. Guaranteed to be in their set.
Yeah.
Or I could just be talking shit. I don't know.
Well, I won't be buying it or streaming it or anything like that. I'll probably never, ever hear it ever again.
I mean, that 7 or 8 seconds was enough for me, I'll be honest with you.
I mean...
Well, in fairness...
Bless you.
That's another one for the edit.
Sneeze,
Bless you,
then.
Steph. That's Steph in the other room playing Xbox with the headphones on, trying to be as quiet as she can next door. And she's just started sneezing. Bless her.
She's sneezing.
That's Steph's first appearance on Festpod.
Yes. That might be in the show, you never know. I like to keep some things in there. Next, we have some interesting news about download festivals. Festival news. Now, you might have heard about Rock Retreat, which is, you've got your RIP packages. They seem to add on more and more RIP packages every year because it makes a lot of money for them. RIP Park Farm, I believe, is sold out. I don't think they're going to release any more tickets for that. No. Unless you know better than I do.
No, as far as I'm aware, that's it now, I think.
Yeah. Then you've got something called Rock Retreat. And they've also got Download Lounge, which they've released as well. Let's take a look at Rock Retreat first of all. That's camping in Melbourne Hall. So this is posh camping. Although, from what I saw, this is actually very posh indeed. Now, can you see that? That says, that's the sort of, if you sort of imagine a kind of Downton Abbey, like an old hall, like a posh person might live in, like a member of the royal family. You can, I don't even know where this is.
So where Quiet has been for the last couple of years. So at so behind where the village is now on the hard standing. If you were to go through Quiet towards where the old village was, Melbourne Hall is on your left hand side, down on the hill through whatever it was, kind of purpley yellow, whatever the colours were. I can't remember now. Being a ivory tower, R.I.P. motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
But it's if you're walking from Quiet to the old village, it was on the left hand side as you go down the hill.
Okay. On the Live Nation website, they describe it by saying, rock by day and relax by night with the Rock Retreat camping package. Pitch your own tent next to your vehicle in lush fields and enjoy luxury toilets and showers. I don't know what luxury toilet is. A pamper area, a dedicated bar with craft beer, a pizza kitchen and a tea room for freshly prepared full English breakfasts to recharge for the day ahead. Which sounds very posh, includes 4-day arena-only tickets plus free and exclusive shuttle bus, no riffraff, to and from the festival regularly every day. So that is, you don't get to go in Melbourne Hall. you camp outside.
The wording's interesting as well. So it's arena only, so you don't get access to the village.
Yeah.
It's a long way away. It's essentially a remote park farm, isn't it? Your craft beer bar and tea. Obviously there's the little food place as well at a park farm, and it just sounds like it's further away, and it's another way to fill a field that's available to them. Interesting that it doesn't include the village, if I'm interpreting that right.
Yeah, arena only, no access to the village, which seems weird, because if you're paying for RIP, you're camping, So you should be getting access to the village. I don't know why you wouldn't get access to the village. I mean, they've put.
I can only imagine it's going to be totally sectioned off from the rest of the site, and it's going to be actually barriered off from kind of general camping. And with it being a shuttle bus, I imagine it's going to go going around the long way. So I imagine it's going to be its own area that's exclusive, and there's kind of no way in or out other than between there and the main arena.
Again, like you said, obviously craft beer, pizza kitchen, tea room. I mean, is it their own separate village? Is it their own separate thing that it's away from the main festival village? It sounds strange, to be fair, looking at it just like that. Yeah, it's.
I suppose if you wanted to be away from all the everybody else. Which is, if you want to have a festival without other people there, or something.
Sounds great.
I think it's a really, yeah. I don't really get it. I don't really understand. I mean, it's a lot. It's very expensive as well.
But yeah, to be so far away that it's a regular shuttle bus to and from the festival doesn't. I mean, unless it is another RIP option, because if they've exhausted the Park Farm and Sleepy Hollow, and this is another way you can pitch your own tent next to your car, then I suppose maybe, yeah, this is another RIP selection, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go for this.
No. I can see why they do it, and I'm sure it will appeal to quite a lot of people. But no, it wouldn't be for me, even if I don't spend a lot of time in the village once the actual festival kicks off. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'll have a bit of village.
Yeah.
And maybe one night over the weekend. But I'm quite happy not to bother with the village. I'm kind of like Saturday, Sunday, because I'm just too wasted by that point and just can't walk.
This is true.
So yeah, I could understand why people might like it, because I know not everybody does go to the village. But I'd like the option.
Yeah, well, that's it. Exactly. You want to be able to, because of course in the village you've got the dog. What's it called? Not dog tooth.
House.
Dog house. I always get it wrong. Okay.
You see, the list. I mean, you're stopping people from seeing Devotee Takeover, for example, and seeing some great up and coming bands.
Yeah,
and that's a big part of the start of the festival for me.
Yeah, I reckon because RIP makes them so much money that they're just coming up with other options for the people that people can buy. Because people, I mean, some of these options are so expensive, and you think who would buy that? But people do. People must shell out for it. Like that. What was it? That tour bus that we saw that was in RIP.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like about.
You think who's spending thousands and thousands?
I think it was about 12 grand, 12 grand. Obviously, split between.
It was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah,
split between. I think it was about 8 grand, split between about 12 people. And I just think that's nuts, because you're still paying fucking near on $1,000 each. Like what? I don't know the math off the top of my head. 750, 800 quid each. That's still mad.
It's a lot of money.
It is. Yeah, we don't know the math. We just know it's a lot of money.
No, it's a lot of money. And it looked a bit, it didn't look like, it looked like it looked like a tour bus that had a long and interesting life and now is being put to pasture in the RIP fields with downloaders.
Can you imagine you give an elbow to one of the side panels and just like coke and drugs just start falling out? Oh, we forgot to empty this part. There you go.
Oh, is this part of it?
That's it, yeah.
So...
I'm just thinking about you wouldn't want to put a blacklight over it, would you?
Oh my God, Rich! No, you wouldn't.
Jesus, no.
No, it'd be quite a
splattered.
So yeah, I don't think I'll be going to Melbourne Hall. There is something else on the list there. We've got the Download Lounge now. This is another new thing for 2023. It's an upgrade. So you've already got your ticket and you get upgraded to, you get access to the Download Lounge, a dedicated lounge bar and luxury restroom facilities, a cloakroom, phone charging, and a pamper area, all within a prime location near the entrance of the main arena.
How many people take cloaks to download?
I think you'd be surprised actually by the number. I think you'd be surprised. I reckon I'm sure on the days when it's been pissing with rain, I've seen someone come in like with either a Neo-style leather jacket cloak type thing, or again Dracula's cloak. I don't know. Fucking hell! Like I bet some people have.
Dracula's cloak.
Dracula's cloak. I like that.
Yeah, well, that's a fair point. Yeah, if you go costumed,
If you've got a costume that you just want, I just fancy a quick change. You take it off, put it in the cloakroom.
Yeah,
Bob's your uncle.
Fanny's your aunt. Who did you go as one year? Because I know you went costumed one year, didn't you? You went costumed as a superhero.
2016, I went as Spider-Man. And as my wife told me back then, I went as Spider-Man who had let himself go. Which was kind of nice.
That's not something you want to hear, is it? Do you know, I don't think I've ever been in costume.
If you've seen Spider-Man Into the Multiverse...
Say that again.
You should give it a go.
Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
If you've ever seen... That's it. Spider-Man Into the Multiverse or the Spider-Verse one. It's the animated Spider-Man film. Yeah, it was an animated Spider-Man film that came out a few years ago. They have got actually a Spider-Man version voiced by Nick from bollocks. What's that Zoe Deschanel show? Anyway, the character has let himself go. That's who I went as 3 years before the film came out. So, yeah.
So it all makes sense. Rich, have you ever been in costume at Download?
No. I don't believe I have. Yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my brains, and I don't think so.
No. Don't think I have, actually. Can't remember. I've worn some interesting clothes, but not actually in costume. It's not something that's ever really appeared. I'm not really a costume person, I don't think.
No, I haven't got the confidence to pull off a costume, I'll be honest with you. It's I respect people who can do it, but it's not.
You see some amazing ones, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Some really good people spent a lot of time and money putting costumes together.
Yeah.
I just I couldn't pull it off.
No. No, it's
now this lounge upgrade.
Yes.
Just let's bring it back around.
Yes, let's.
So this is like a separate area. So this isn't guest area. This isn't like the hot upgrade or whatever it's called. This is a separate area near the main entrance to the arena. Now it's interesting, isn't it? It's adding stuff in, and so it's taking the pressure off the guest area, which is very important.
Yes. Because it does get full in there, doesn't it?
It does get very busy in there. Now this is the interesting thing. I've just been looking on Ticketmaster at these tickets. Now the individual day upgrades, so you can upgrade Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, are £50 each, right? So if you were to upgrade 4 individual days, that's £200.
Wow.
The weekend ticket for Thursday to Sunday is £215.
Oh, okay.
So it's more to get the full weekend one instead of 4 separate day passes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
such is life.
Is that Download? Is that Ticketmaster? Who knows?
It could be down to that on-demand ticket pricing, couldn't it? If there's demand for it, people are buying the weekend tickets rather than the single-day tickets, then the price is going to go up.
Yeah.
Is the demand there? Well, it's cheaper than the guest area passes. So is it? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe people who are umming and ahhing, and they might see it as a step into the world of RIP camping or RIP packages.
That's true, because you've got luxury tours. What do we think? Because they're clearly very proud of these luxury restrooms. What do we reckon these are going to be like?
I mean, for saying luxury restrooms, if it's not a proper porcelain shitter, right, and a porcelain urinal, I'm not interested.
Yeah, exactly. You want value from you. What did you say? 20 quid? 50 quid? What did you say?
50 quid.
50 quid.
50 quid.
50 quid for a shite. Yeah. I hope somebody wipes your ass for that as well.
No. It doesn't seem like a very... I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be going for Download Lounge. I wouldn't be going for Rock Retreat in Melbourne Hall, because Rock Retreat, too far away. You don't get the village. It doesn't seem like a great option to me. Download Lounge, I won't be going for that either, because who cares? I mean, it's not something that I see any value in. I wouldn't spend £50 on a luxury restroom. It's a festival. Use one of the portaloos. A dedicated lounge bar. I mean, I don't know about you, but in 22, I was never in a long queue for a bar. Not really bothered about a cloakroom. Can take care of my own phone charging. Not really bothered about a pamper area. For me, this is just, who cares?
I can't actually see any guest area passes on the ticket section. I can't see any guest area passes. So this is why I thought initially that this was...
I think they usually go on sale later, close to the festival.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all about production space as well, isn't it?
Because obviously I'm going to need to get one to come and maybe meet you guys early if a day ticket allows me to get in before the bands. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I'm only doing one day.
Yeah, the Saturday you're looking at, aren't you?
Si, senor.
Now, this is an interesting story coming up. Download is refunding some purchases of RIP luxury suites and downgrading them to luxury cabins. Now, this is something that was posted. This has happened to somebody who posted on one of the Facebook groups. It's a bit shitty, really, because, you buy... If he's one of these, it's obviously got a few quid and has splashed out on a nice experience, one of the RIP packages, and because it's been oversold, they're flipping a coin or something and just saying, no, you can get downgraded, all right, and have to hear some of your money back, all right.
I love Download, right, but this is disgraceful, right? This is purely and simply a case of it's been oversold. Now, you should never be able to oversell. You have limits on ticket numbers for a reason, and you know what you're putting into those areas. And I just don't understand how such a fuck up could be made. Especially when people work so hard and try so hard to get their RIP packages, waiting in Ticketmaster's queues and trying and failing and finally getting one in your basket and paying for it. And then you get it ripped away because somebody's fucked up with the quantity.
Yeah, it's not a good look, is it? Because people are going to share that experience, and so on social media, people are going to talk about this, and people are going to say how disappointed they are, and it's not going to do much for your reputation. The nearest I think I could get to this is if, because I like RIP, I prefer RIP. The ordinary sort of park farm experience is good enough for me. You're close to the arena. You're close to pretty much everything. It's a nicer experience than just regular camping. If Download said to me, sorry, Neil, we've oversold Park Farm a bit too much this year, but tell you what, you can still come. We'll put you in general camping, and here's some of your money back. I would be so pissed off because you're looking forward to that special experience that you were so pleased that you'd managed to book. Because they're, like you say, they're difficult to get hold of, these tickets. Everything sells out. You know, you're so pleased that you've got this ticket that you want, and then it's just thrown back. And it's like a big fuck you, isn't it?
May I just share this? Just my screen for a second, because this is what people had booked. Have you got that? There it is. This is what people had booked and paid for. This is what they were expecting.
Awesome.
Lovely double bed, lovely seating area, ensuite, little dressing area, little wardrobe space. Looks beautiful. Couple of like little rugs down. Happy days, right? And now I'll show you what they're moving him to. And it's just, you just can't, you really can't kind of comprehend the difference in what this is.
Yeah, it's a big difference, isn't it? Because it's
essentially it's a hobbit hut.
Yes, a sort of a shed.
That is quite the downgrade, isn't it?
It is a shed.
That is quite the downgrade.
With an electric fan heater above your bed.
Oh my God, okay. I mean, Lee, I know that you, whenever you go and you build your tent up to look like that luxury suite, because you've got nice sort of cabinets, you've got rugs down, flooring.
I do.
You know, you've got...
Yeah.
you know, you do, though, don't you? You make the effort and try and make it look like one of those luxury suites.
Well, you want your home comforts, you know, and that suite looked amazing. That, I mean, yeah, if you're going to get downgraded to, as Rich said, the Hobbit hut, I agree, man. That's a bit of a piss take. It's not good. You've been given like a massive suite, like a hotel room suite type accommodation.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's like an outdoor suite, isn't it? Yeah.
This. No, I mean, despite the refund of what, nearly $2,000, it's still. Yeah, I agree with everything you said earlier. You've waited in the queue to book this very plush accommodation to then be downgraded to this, despite a refund. Yeah, you're going to be pissed off.
I mean, it's essentially a shed, isn't it? And I walked through this field on the way to the guest area last year and looked at these and said, it's a fucking shed.
Yeah. If you saw one of those at B&Q, you know, you'd probably walk past it. But yeah, that luxury suite, it's what a loss. It blows my mind how this is happening, to be honest, because Download's not a new festival. They know what they're doing, or at least they should do. I just can't comprehend how this has happened. It is in their 20th year that they're overselling and this is happening. I think there's somebody somewhere who is fucking things up royally for people. And I just think it's because the thing is, it's not a cheap festival in the first place. And people are spending a lot of money. Wouldn't you just build some more of the fucking luxury suites? What do I know?
The only thing I can think of is that either they're just not available to hire in, or they just haven't got the space, because obviously quite a lot bigger.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with it, won't we, I suppose? It's a developing story. So things will happen. I'm sure other people have other things to say, and we'll see where it goes and keep you updated. So Damnation is having its first ever installment plan, which is exciting. Now, Damnation is the one that's held in Manchester, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Now, the instalment plan, which I believe they're doing for the first time, is £42.90. If you want to do it over 2 months, it comes to £108.90. £37. Oh, hang on. I'm looking at something else here. Look, there's Damnation and a Night of Salvation combo ticket deposit. What's that? I didn't spot that.
So the Night of Salvation is the extra little bit that they do. It's like they're kind of the upgrade part of their product, where you get, I think it's like a VIP bar, I think, and a couple of extra bands, something like that.
Do you really? Okay. Well,
Is the Night of Salvation not the not like the day before? Just like full back. Like there's about like between 5 and 10 bands playing on just the Friday night. Is it? I thought Night of Salvation was like a pre-show to the main show.
Yes, that's the one.
right. Okay. I didn't know about that. That's quite decent then. Isn't it? So it's all in the same venue.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So you can have Damnation and a Night of Salvation combo ticket with £33 deposit plus 2 payments of £33. There's also the Damnation payment plan on its own with a deposit of £30 and 2 payments of £20. It's such a good value festival. Lee, you've not been to this, obviously, because it's up north. And I've not been to this because it's a bit heavy for me, to be really honest. But Rich, you've been to Damnation, haven't you?
No, I was going to go this year and actually managed to
I thought you'd been.
No, it's a festival I've always wanted to go to, even when it was in Leeds previously. With it coming to Manchester this year, I thought that's right up my street. It's really easy for me to get to. But obviously with things that have been going on in my life, that wasn't really an option this year. However, it's looking very tempting for next year, shall we say. And I've got a lot of friends who went this year who can only speak very highly of this festival and the bands they put on and how it's organised.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's worth going to this one because obviously with it being so cheap. I mean, I say cheap. Cheap is relative, isn't it? But for a festival, it's quite cheap.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, for the amount of bands you're getting, I think it's really good value for money.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes is a band that we love here on Festpod. They have been announced as the headliner for 2000 Trees 2023. Now, I quite like the look of 2000 Trees. I've always liked the look of it. It's a lineup that I think is fantastic. And with them headlining next year, it's made it even better. It's in Cheltenham, I think. Cheltenham, yes. And the weekend ticket for that is £117, which again, I think is just great value. And the lineup for that is, look, it's getting better and better every time I look. So I'd say if I was potentially 6th of July till the 9th of July. Oh, so it's a 4-day weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, this is something I need to get down to. It's looking like an absolutely cracking lineup for 2023, and Cheltenham wasn't too far, and
it's not too far.
It's just it's in the middle of kind of downloading Bloodstock, isn't it? And it makes that period of the year, festival season, incredibly busy, especially with the travel and then the extra expense of it all. But again, know a lot of people have been and rave about this thing. So yeah, it's certainly, if it's something I can get to next year and something I can financially viably do, then it's certainly something I'll be looking at, because it's a wonderful lineup so far.
Yeah, because Lee, I know you've always been a fan of the lineup. At least, you know, you've always pointed me in this direction and said this looks great.
Obviously, yeah, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. Yeah. I mean, that's an easy ticket seller straight away. He's been the last few years, every festival he's done in the UK, he's absolutely smashed. And they're obviously the rest of the band have absolutely smashed it. And the rest of this lineup, Loathe, Holding Absence, Cancer Bats, Dream State, these are bands that are getting bigger, because I think that just a few of those names I just mentioned, they were one of the bands that kept playing during the pandemic when they were allowed to.
Yes.
The pilot Holding Absence was definitely one of them. I remember vividly. Yeah. The pilot was done for free.
I don't remember Frank too vividly because obviously we'd drunk a lot.
Whoa, that was fun. That was fun though.
It was fun. I
know. But yeah, I mean, there's bands on here that it's looking like a really, really good lineup. Again, I might stretch to a day ticket. I might. But
a bit closer for you, isn't it, Lee?
Cheltenham, yes. It's actually not that far away from me. Took a day trip to Cheltenham during the summer, and it actually took me a lot less time than I thought it would. So no, it's not far away from me at all. And again, a day ticket,
a couple of hours or something like that.
That's about right. It's possible that a day ticket could happen for me, but I will see what happens. As I've said before, 2023 for me is rather busy.
Yeah, this is the awful thing about covering festivals is that we love festivals on Festpod and we want to go to all these festivals because they all look so bloody good. But of course you have to pick and choose very carefully, because not everybody's got loads of money to go to all the festivals. But I suppose a day ticket would be the answer, wouldn't it? I suppose you're right there, because it does mean you can go to a lot more festivals. Because if you're going to Download and then Slam Dunk and then potentially 2,000 Trees, you could do it. That's 3 festivals, and it would cost you a lot less.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, if work is hard to get out of as well, your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 is hard to get out of, then you're probably looking more like day tickets on the weekends. And again, it's an option for me. Obviously, weekend tickets are the only ones that are available at the minute. But yeah, just having Frank Carter and Rattlesnakes headline the Saturday. I know I've seen them a couple of times over the last few years, but it's a good headliner. It's a really good headliner.
Yeah, so much energy. And I love the tunes. I can sit and listen to Frank and the Rattlesnakes all day, quite happily. I know, Lee, Rich, you're a big fan as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of the Rattlesnakes and the whole lineup. I mean, like 100 Reasons as well, Wonder Years, Holding Absence, Cancer Bats, Dream State, obviously with their new lead singer as well now. Svalbard, great band. It's looking like a brilliant weekend, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So, Bloodstock have confirmed 12 more bands for 2023. They're doing quite well for announcements towards the end of 2022. We've had quite a lot from them, actually. So when I last looked for tickets, they were all sold out, actually. I know that they were talking about doing a deposit scheme and installments and all of that. But I couldn't see any options for that on their tickets website. I mean, I don't know if you've been able to find anything, but it all looks sold out to me.
No, on that, as far as I'm aware, the VIP option had sold out. That sold out within days of it being announced, and then their second wave within days of it being announced. But if I've just got onto the news section for Bloodstock's website, and you scroll right to the bottom. Yeah. This coming Monday, the 21st November, obviously that's now been and gone for us. The very popular deposit scheme will be available for sign-ups. Payments are spread across 6 months, making it more manageable to pay for your ticket in instalments. An initial payment of £34.50 is due up front, and then 5 additional payments of £27.50 will debit your bank account at the end of March, April, May, and June, and the final instalment will be in the end of July. So the deposit scheme is there available for fans that want to go to Bloodstock, but it looks like it's going to be only for the general camping and not the VIP, because I believe the VIP is sold out, and they're not doing any more, and they're not doing any more ticket releases for that.
Wow! So it looks like it's this. So the lineup that they've already announced is obviously doing the business. It's selling the tickets, isn't it? If so many of these options are sold out, they're obviously doing something right, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, their VIP option sells out instantly every year. It's not a massive sprawling VIP area, like you get a download, for example, it's a very small offering, and it does sell out in the early bird pre-sale type thing. So yeah, but I mean, for me, Bloodstock is the difference between VIP and standard for me isn't there, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because it's a small to medium-sized festival rather than a large festival.
Yeah.
But yeah, these 12 bands they've announced on this latest release is, again, it shows what they're trying to do at Bloodstock, and it shows how they're selling these tickets so easily.
So we've got Sacred Reich, Heaven Shall Burn, Seething Akira,
Great band.
Crowbar. See, I did. So, the next one is Urn, but I always want to say urine when I look at it.
Fucking hell.
So I'm going to say it. Urine. Desolate Heart. All Hail the Yeti. Great name for a band. That's fantastic. Dead Label. High. I think I'm saying that correctly. Brothers of Metal. Now, you might have to help me with this next one. Gutalax.
Yeah.
I'd have said Gutalax.
I've never heard of them.
Gutalax.
Gutalax.
Yeah.
They are from the Czech Republic. So perhaps that means something. I don't know. Cobra the Inhaler.
Impaler.
Impaler.
Oh, so
Impaler.
I haven't got my glasses on. And, of course, who else is on that lineup, Lee?
Some small band from North Yorkshire. I don't know. I've never heard of them before.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard of them.
All right, you're gonna
That's at least.
You're gonna force me to do this, aren't you? Right.
No. If you don't want to mention them, Lee,
it's fine.
I will.
It's fine. I'm gonna do it.
Go on then.
Envisions have been announced. If you could have been in our group chat when this happened, you'd have. My reaction was, "Shut the fuck up," because finally,
I told you about me.
They finally have. Yeah. They finally got onto. Again, I mean, we said it's a medium to small festival, but some of the bands that come onto Bloodstock and then into Download is so common. And I mean, I've got no idea what their summer lineup's going to be like regarding other dates. So Download is still potentially there. Slam Dunk's still potentially there for them.
Yeah.
However, would this make me buy a day ticket for the Sunday only? At the minute, no. The Sunday lineup is looking pretty weak for me. Envisions is the only band I'd see, and I'm not spending 50, 60 quid to drive to the Midlands to see one band, despite the fact it is Envisions.
Oh.
And they're amazing. But no, I'm not going to pay for a day ticket to a festival for one band, unfortunately.
I'm disappointed.
You obviously don't love Envisions as much as you claim.
Yeah, I know, obviously. Yeah, obviously.
Yes. I don't know what to say, really. I don't know what to say. There's an Envisions gig on, and you're not going to it.
I missed the last one. I missed the last one when they played at Camden. They supported Aviva, I think the name band's called, and
okay.
And yeah, and I missed that. So I don't think that's right. Actually, I don't think it's Aviva. Do not quote me on that. But they played in Camden.
Is that an insurance company?
It's also a name of a band. For fuck's
Is
sake.
it really?
Yes.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yes. I'll tell you what. I'll link you to them now, or I'll link you to them in a bit, maybe. But yeah, I missed out at the Camden show as well, and the Camden show looked amazing from all the videos.
Right.
But no, I shan't be getting a day ticket just for Envisions.
No, fine, but yeah. So you're not bothered about these other bands, then, are you? That have come on this announcement.
There's a lot of good bands on there. Absolutely. Seething Akira.
Seething Akira, again, I know you love.
they were fucking fantastic at the Bawdy Takeover. And I
thought you missed them.
Did they not play Bloodstock back in 2001? 2021, sorry. Or was that
Yes,
Borders I'm thinking of? They did. I thought they did. Okay, they were amazing at Bloodstock in 2021. Because, yes,
Of course
Neil, you are
went to-
right.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah.
Yeah, because, Neil, you are right. I didn't get to see them at Bawdy Takeover because I was in the welfare tent. But, anyway, they are an amazing band. So that's a really good announcement as well. I've heard so many good things about Sacred Reich, Heaven Shall Burn. All Hail the Yeti is just a fantastic name for a band.
Yes. Do you know, I haven't heard any of their stuff, actually. So, I mean, I hope they don't suck. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they're brilliant.
No.
You know, a name like that, you've got to match the level of good name with the quality of music.
Yeah. Dead Label, another one. I think they've played Download in the last few years. If not, I've heard a few of their tracks in the last couple of years as well. Again, another good band. I'd be very interested to see the band Brothers of Metal. They've obviously linked a YouTube video on the Bloodstock website. Yggdrasil, I think that's the track name. But it looks very pagan and Viking type, which I'm very interested in. So if they're anything like a Monomath, then that's awesome too.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So our next story has been suggested by Eamon, who's not here. He's in Lanzarote. But here he is talking about it.
Hello from Lanzarote again. One thing I found in the news this week, which was quite interesting, was Placebo's current tour, which they said they wanted all fans to not use their phones or mobiles, which I'm all for, but I don't know how you guys feel about it. That's the end of a cheesy link, and now I'm going to just go back to me drink. See you in a bit.
Eamon there holding a glass of champagne.
What a twat.
His hotel room.
Cunt.
Do you know what? Why
Just
not?
showing off. Just showing off.
He's
innit?
metal as fuck, isn't he? He's metal as fuck. Look at him. Glass of champagne. Tosser.
So he's
What a poser. Yeah, man. What
So
a
he
fucking
wanted-
poser.
So he wants to talk about Placebo, who I don't know how you feel about Placebo. Are you a fan at all?
I love Placebo.
Yes, I think they're great. So they don't want people to use their phones at gigs, which, you know, it's understandable. I don't think it's very realistic.
It's certainly becoming more of a thing now, isn't it? There seems to be more and more acts who are trying to get venues to enforce this for them.
I mean, what are you going to do though? You know, if I'm there in the middle of if I'm there right at the front, in the middle, with my phone up, taking a 60-second video, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're going to take my phone off me, unless you hand your phone in, which I can't see people doing that.
They have done on some gigs. I can't remember whether it was music or comedy or something, but I know there was some kind of artist who did this on a tour where they made everybody either not bring any kind of mobile devices or have them locked away in a cloakroom. And for me, I get it. I understand you should be there living in the moment and enjoying the art that these artists are putting on. But at the same time, as you just said about taking a 60-second video or taking a couple of pictures, that's not what this is about. I don't think it's for people who literally watch the entire gig through their mobile phone. And there's nothing more annoying than seeing just a sea of mobile phone screens in front of you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I don't see. I see less and less of that now. I don't see. There's some, you know, when I was a steward and I used to work at the arena in Manchester and various other places, you would see at certain kinds of gigs, there'd be a certain kind of punter who would watch their phone, who'd watch the gig through even an iPad screen, which always baffled me. But I haven't ever seen that at a rock gig, personally. I mean, maybe people do it, watch the whole thing through their phones and take an hour's video or something. It's not something I've seen. But if I come to a gig, I'm taking my phone because I don't carry cash. I pay for things with my phone so that I don't have to carry cash. I don't have to carry cards. My tickets are even in my phone. So I haven't really got a choice. I mean, I've got a fancy watch that I can put tickets on.
And
but I don't want my phone, though, really.
That's a very good point. So, we promoters encouraging mobile ticketing and promoting contactless transactions, but you don't want people to get their phones out or have them with them. It's kind of goes back on what they're trying to say, doesn't it? Kind of contradicts it.
Yeah. Lee, do you take your phone to gigs?
Yeah, 100. See, I'm torn between this because I totally get where the artists are coming from in saying that we need to try and be more in the moment, enjoy it more. Someone else sneezing again.
Bless her. Go on.
Anyway, I get what artists are trying to say when living in the moment and not, but at the same time, I take my phone to gigs and festivals and take a few videos of 60 seconds to 30 seconds worth of footage as a memory for me. Because a lot of the time, downloads are examples, you're off cut half the time. So you might not remember anything. So having that video is a good way to be able to remember it, or at least trigger something in the back of your brain thinking, awesome. I get what they're saying, but at the same time, no, I don't agree with saying to people don't use your phones, because it's a keepsake, and I think that's really important, because you're not always going to remember stuff like that. I mean, I've got when I saw Korn in 2002, I was 12. And I have a vague memory of it, but I reckon I'll probably remember it a lot better when phones back then actually had the capabilities. I think I probably remember it a lot more if I actually had a little bit of footage to trigger that part of my brain. Speaking of Korn, I'm lucky enough that Korn actually recorded their 2014 gig at Brixton and put it onto YouTube for everyone to see. So I'm lucky in that regard. But yeah, for other gigs and stuff, I take my phone to record just because I'm not going to stand and record the whole thing. That's just ridiculous. You want highlights. You want little memories, little tidbits.
Yeah. In this, it's a social media post, actually. It was on Twitter. Dear Placebo fans, we would like to kindly ask you not, in capital letters, to spend the concert filming or taking photos with your mobile phones. So they've even got a problem with people taking photos, which I just think is just crazy. I mean, come on. I mean, I think if they'd said something like, we would respectfully ask that you don't stand there watching the gig through your phone, or, whatever, something to that effects, that what we've been talking about. But to stop people taking a 30-second, 1-minute video, or even taking a photo of a gig that they're at, I think that's just... I don't agree with that, man. I think that's really awful, actually.
It is bad. And I've just found the one of the articles I was thinking of, and you have to excuse the source of it, as it is the Daily Mail. I don't want to promote that at all in any way, but it was Bob Dylan who banned people using smartphones.
Oh, yes.
And he wanted them put into security pouches. And if I just scroll down for you can see the actual security pouches that were used. And this was actually locked with a magnetic lock and had to be unlocked at the end of the gig on the way out. So it isn't just a case of You can't use them, keep them in your pocket. This was, you have to lock them away. And the only way you're getting them back is at the end when you leave.
I think it's really cunty. I'm not putting my phone in that little thing. My phone cost me a lot of money, and I'm keeping it on me. Or I'm not going to the gig. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid. I mean, if my favourite bands, Royal Blood, for example, said that about, you can't come to one of our gigs with your phone, or we're going to put it in one of these little shitty bags, I'm not going.
That's fair. People have got to stand up for that then, but I do get...
Oh, get it.
I get it,
I totally get it. Yeah, so, I mean, we love Placebo. Not crazy about this announcement. But, you'll see them at download and they can't fucking do anything about your phone then, can they? So the next story, ArcTanGent prize draw to win a ticket for life to ArcTanGent or 2,000 trees if you buy their charity t-shirts supporting Metal for Good. This is a lovely idea. I think this is a lovely story, this. They are supporting a charity called Metal for Good, and they've got a Christmas charity shirt. This was on one of their Facebook posts. You'll be automatically entered into a prize draw to win a ticket for life to your choice of ArcTanGent or their sister festival, 2,000 Trees. And it's a nice shirt, and it's for charity. So, it's a nice idea, this, because it's not something that, I don't think I've ever seen this before, this kind of thing. And it's a ticket. The prize is a ticket for life to a fantastic festival. So I think that's a really great idea. In terms of what the charity is, metalforgood.org. Their slogan is positive change, one riff at a time. They use the positive values of rock, metal, and other alternative subcultures to make a positive difference in communities. They give grants to community groups and organizations who use music to change life. So it's a really nice charity. And even if you don't win, you've got a nice charity, you've got a nice t-shirt out of it. So that's something that I'd recommend through ArcTanGent. I'm just looking for how much the shirt costs, actually.
It's 20 quid.
See, that's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's a nice looking shirt. It's the right price point. It's for charity. It's a good cause. And you're right, it's a brilliant prize if you're lucky enough to win it.
Yeah. And 20 quid for a t-shirt, a festival t-shirt, is on par with everything else. You pay 20... Is it 20 quid for a download t-shirt? I think it is.
Probably more than that, isn't it? 20, 25, 30 quid now?
25 quid could be. Yeah. Could be. I can't remember how much I paid. This is, by the way, one of my favourite download t-shirts with Download Dog on the front. Do you not think that Download Dog ought to have a better name than Download Dog?
I mean, what would you call him? What would you call him, Neil?
Well, mine is called Denzel.
Denzel Dog.
Denzel...
You see, I call my Download Dog, and he sits and watches over me at night and keeps me safe. Yeah,
I'm the same. Mine's just the Download Dog. I have two of them, and they're just Download Dog and Download Dog.
Oh, I think it's really cute. I showed it to friends of mine once, and they weren't impressed. But I think it's very nice. I think it's a great mascot. I think it's very cute. Now. The Heavy Music Awards are back. They're going to be at Wembley in 2023, Friday the 26th of May. And I would love to go to this. I was disappointed last time when I found out that Festpod was not up for Best Podcast Award, not even in the running. Quite disappointed. Hopefully they'll have changed their ways for the 2023 awards. That's, I mean, just looking through the website now, it looks incredible. I can see Sleep Token played in 2021. It just looks like a great night out. It's basically a concert with some awards in between. Everyone looks like they're having a great time. And, if you're listening, Heavy Music Awards, we would love to come and cover the event for you. Even if we're not up for any awards, we would still do that for you. We're not. It's not the fact that we've.
I mean, I have tried to contact the press team.
Right.
So if you are listening, you've got an email in your inbox. It's.
Just have a
you
fish
also
around in
noticed
your inbox.
what the date is for this?
Yeah, it's in the 26th of May.
Yep. And what are we doing on the 27th of May?
Oh, is it Slam Dunk or something?
We're doing Slam Dunk on the 27th, Saturday the 27th. This is the 26th, the Friday the 26th. If we get tickets...
that would work fine then.
It would. That's what I was going to say. If we end up getting press passes, wink, wink, hint, hint, if you're listening, then, yeah, that could be a nice little 2-day venture for Festpod.
Hey. Now, I would like that very much. I think that would be a great show. Because I don't know if they've got anybody covering it, you see. I don't see it in any of the other...
I think Amazon are going to do it,
so.
by the looks of it.
They don't have a podcast specially for it, though, do they? They've not.
No, this is true.
There.
Yeah,
Festpod needs to be there. It just makes sense to have us there, frankly.
It does.
So fingers crossed. There's another message here from Eamon, who is in Lanzarote. Now, it's graphic, this, so cover your eyes.
Hey.
Hi guys, I'm having a Lanzarote poo. But what's your favourite Portaloo graffiti?
You see, the thing is here, right? He is obviously actually having a genuine shite here.
Yes.
You can see beads of sweat on his forehead from how hard he's having to push. My God.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't care, does he? It's very graphic, this. The live defecation on Festpod. The first shits.
The defecation of Eamon Short coming soon.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Lastly, very kindly, Trish Rayner, who you may know if you're on the download board, the forum, went to the actual announcement, the download 20, as I think we're supposed to call it, announcement. Is it download 20 that we're supposed to say, or can I say download 23? It's very confusing. Anyway,
so whatever you want.
So yeah, exactly. So she was at the announcement, the day that we went live on Instagram. Trish was actually in the crowd with all the other, all the big knobs and the all the other people. See, all the other people. Let's call them people. All the other people there for all the press and stuff. For the big announcement. And she's very kindly provided us with some short videos of her experience there and some photographs. It looks like a really fun night. I mean, to say it's a festival announcement event, it looks like a gig. It looks like a lot of fun. So there's a huge, great big screen there. And what looks like Andy Copping on stage there, talking to the crowd. It just looks like a gig, which is a great way of launching a festival. Another video.
A lot of people that have supported the festival right from the very beginning. We really appreciate it. We take nothing for granted. We want to keep the festival going and going and going. It's like a legacy. It means a lot to the fans. And this download in particular, 20 years on, we're going for 4 days. We're all going to be active. I want to say a big thank you to Glenn and LD and everybody on the marketing team that's helped us put it together. Also want to say a big thank you to Cam, to Sean, to Danica and to Jenny. The finalists, and I'm like at the forefront of it, but it's the finalists that put the festival together. They helped me bring download kicking and screaming into the modern day. They come up with the ideas of the different bands and stages, the after-hours entertainment in the village. Jenny and Danica have absolutely smashed it, and I know they're going to do an even better job.
So that's very nice. It's a very nice speech that's been given there in front of the large crowd, thanking everybody and saying it's going to be great. So, I mean, it looks like a great way to launch a festival. So I'm sure she had by all accounts, she did have a great time, and it was very exciting, despite the fact that the lineup has been leaked, and we already knew what was coming. But to be there in person, it's nice, isn't it? Just to be included in a launch event for a festival.
Absolutely, it does look nice. I mean, I'd like to know what this hat is. He's missing his hat. That's obviously that's not a good look for him.
Yes, he should be wearing the hat at all times.
But thank you, Trish. It's really good. Thank you. We love you.
Yes, she's also made. I just want to mention she's made a what do we call it? A sort of spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is not a word that I use very often, so I struggled a little bit there. But she's made a spreadsheet of all the bands who's ever performed at Download, I think from start to finish. And a list of when they played, what year they played, how many times they have played at Download. So this is going to be really useful for us when we have arguments about, well, they haven't played there before, or they've played in this year, and this. So we've got the facts from Trish Rayner, who has very kindly provided that to us. So thank you, Trish, for doing that for us. We're very grateful. Next on Festpod, let's talk about gigs in the guide. So what gigs or festivals are coming up in the next month or two? Let's have a look. What have you got there, Lee?
So a gig that's coming up very, very, very soon. Shinedown are currently doing a tour. They've sold out their Manchester show. Unfortunately, for any of you Mancunians that are listening, you can't see them in Manchester. However, they are playing Cardiff on Saturday the 26th. Their support is 0936 or 936, sorry, and Asking Alexandria. That's a decent support actually in Asking Alexandria. They're also playing Nottingham on the 29th, and on the 30th of November they're in Glasgow. London at Wembley on the 1st of December.
Also then we've got Volbeat on a short UK tour coming from December, starting on Thursday the 15th of December in Glasgow, and then moving to Leeds on Friday the 16th, Cardiff on Saturday the 17th, Nottingham on Monday the 19th, and London at Wembley Arena on the 20th of December. A support comes from Skindred and Napalm Death.
Oh my god, wow. That's a great gig.
It's a great gig, isn't it? Fantastic. And Volbeat are always so bloody brilliant live.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome lineup for a gig. I think I did, my eyes sort of widened when I saw that and thought I'd love to see that. But yeah, if you're going, I'm quite jealous. We've got Alterbridge. They are touring in December. On Monday the 5th, they are in Nottingham. Their support is Halestorm, which is awesome, and Mammoth WVH. Never heard of them, but still, that's probably going to be quite decent. They are in Glasgow on the 6th of December. They are also in Manchester on the 9th of December. And if I keep going down, the 11th of December, they are in Birmingham. And I believe, let's just double check the next page. Nope, they are also at the O2 in London on the 12th of December. Edinburgh's O2 at Cadbury, and it is a big gig.
So, early December, we've got Electric Six, who are on a fairly short tour by the look of it. They're going to Oxford, Sheffield, Liverpool, Birmingham, Bristol, and London. They're also being supported by Red Ray and the Reprobates. And I'm not sure about this one. The Cut, spelled K-U-T. So I'm assuming that's just The Cut. Do you remember Electric Six? I mean, it's not a band that I feel is like a very current band, but I remember them.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember for about 2 or 3 tracks.
Yeah, honestly, I think the tracks that they released, obviously, when we were teens, so how could you forget? Like, yeah.
Wasn't the one called Gay Bar?
That's
So
it.
there was a track called Gay Bar with a great video as well, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be doing that one.
All I can remember from that video is the hamster just going along in that bloody see-through tube.
All right, so if there's a
Dribbling.
gig, yeah.
That's the term, dribbling.
So if there's a gig, a festival, or a piece of music that you want to recommend,
Have you ever been dribbled, Neil?
Yes, I'm doing it now.
Lovely stuff.
Under the desk. If there's a gig, a festival, or a piece of music that you want to recommend to us, let us know on the socials or in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Just search for Festpod. Next up, we'll get our Festpod Favourites. This is where we recommend something we've seen that we like. So let's have a look now. So we've got Rich first of all, I think.
Hello there.
Hello.
So, I'm going to share. I'm going to get this on screen for you because
good.
That's how prepared I am today.
Oh, good, great.
It's all on the fly, but I'm still prepared. So,
Right.
Festpod Favourites. So this week I'm going for some merch, and this is Bloodstock merch. So this week they announced some new merch. There was this rather gorgeous hooded jacket with some lovely embroidery to the left breasticle area.
Is that embroidery?
It does look embroidered, from what I can see. Yes.
Wow.
And certainly, yeah, that's a good piece of kit, that is, with printing as well inside on the hood with Bloodstock branding. That's really fucking cool.
Is this a new hoodie from Bloodstock?
This is brand new. It was only released this week. It's on pre-order for release in December. They are priced at £65, so that's not the cheapest item in the world. However,
65 quid.
It is, but it looks like a damn good quality warm winter hoodie for me. That, but also as well as the hoodie, and they are available in fat bastard sizes as well, which is
No, this was going to be my next question actually, because I would be looking at sizes.
yeah, it goes up to 4XL, so 4 fat bastards.
Oh wow,
So,
that's good.
but also, and this is something we've been talking about in our Festpod WhatsApp chat as well. Is this lovely Bloodstock blanket for 30 English, Welsh, Scottish pounds? Right, you can get this lovely printed Bloodstock blanket, and it's 2 meters by 1.5 meters. So this is kind of like a double bed size, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a decent size.
So
isn't it?
that's a good blanket for keep yourself warm at a festival when it gets cold about 3-4 a.m. in the morning before the sweat starts pissing out of you. That's that kind of time where you need that little blanket going on. This is the one. I mean, that's beautiful, and we have talked about getting some Festpod blankets made up, haven't we? And
it's a possibility.
it's certainly if we're feeling rich one day, if we come into some money, then I'll buy us one.
Just the one.
Just the one between us. We'll share it.
For our Festpod bed. How lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, a black Bloodstock, black and white Bloodstock blanket. Very nice. Yes, I like that. Next up, Lee.
So I have not been drinking alcohol, and I've been doing quite well. Not drunk any alcohol since the beginning of August, and it's made me think.
Wow, really good.
Thank you. It's made me think of if I manage to get around to that part of the year, and I'm still not drinking. Like, what could other people, again that don't drink, could take to festivals? Plenty of options now, and my Festpod favourite would be the Heineken 0%, the blue stuff. This is an empty can. I've had about 4 of these already, and I'm busting for a whiz, so it goes through you like normal beer.
Do you know, I have spotted you drinking those I wondered what it was.
Yeah, it's 0% Heineken. I think, and again, obviously, taste is subjective. I think it tastes just like normal lager.
Really?
And if there's people out there that are teetotal for whatever reason, definitely recommend getting a few cans of this. And again, if you're looking to have a alcohol-free festival, which I know happens, there's loads of questions on Facebook regarding people not having any alcohol and how do people cope with not having alcohol.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, yeah, there's plenty of options that you can go for beer-wise and cider-wise instead of having to drink can after can of energy drink or Coke or whatever. So my Festpod favourite this time round is Heineken 0% beer.
Very nice. And I suppose you can get that from any supermarket or
anywhere,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's loads of options for 0% stuff. So, yeah, in your local supermarket.
Have you tried different kinds of no alcohol beer and you've landed on this one? Or is it the first one you tried?
No, I've tried quite a few. Obviously, it's been about 3, 4 months now. Tried the Beck's Blue again. It's nice. I tried Signature Brewery's non-alcoholic. I don't even think it was beer. There was a name for it, but it wasn't beer. That was interesting. It had an interesting taste to that. I had to stick lemonade with that for it to to enjoy it in a different way.
Right.
There's loads of options. I'm waiting for. So I love Sinostal Brewery, and I always bring I used to bring a case of Tribute with me every time.
Yes.
To download. Yeah. I'm still waiting for them to do a non-alcoholic version of whatever beer they want to do, because I know Doom Bar, which is the rival of Tribute and Sinostal Brewery, they do a 0% Doom Bar. So yeah, there's loads of options again available at your supermarkets. If you're looking to have an alcohol-free festival, you will be spoilt for choice.
Very good. But you like the Heineken?
I like the Heineken.
Very good. Okay. We have had another message in from Eamon, who is in Lanzarote, with a glass of champagne. And here's his Festpod favourite for this week.
So, my Festpod favourite this week is this free bottle of champagne. Let's go, boys.
Oh, for God's sake. Swigging from the bottle.
Tosser.
Like a classy bird.
Tosser.
Wanker.
My Festpod favourite for this week is now Fat Frank's Camping Shop, who isn't just at Download, is it? He's a. Do you think he's a real person? Do you think he's a real person, Fat Frank?
It could have started as a Frank. Like again, it was just this one geezer called Frank. They all called him Fat Frank as a bit of laugh, bit of banter, and it's expanded and got loads of people to work with him. So yes, no, yeah.
Well, you never know. Well, they now have a flameless cook set, which I want to recommend. It's £7 on their website at the moment. Save £1. And it's a flameless cook set. So basically, if you're struggling, because I know there's always a lot of questions about how to heat water or, get hot food on the go. Because you can't obviously take gas with you, and they're quite restrictive on what kind of thing they will allow in, not just at Download, but generally at festivals. This flameless cook set, I reckon, is the answer to a lot of people's questions. I think I shall be getting one of these, at least one, because we at the Download Festival 2022. Lee and I tried to get some hot water together with those. Is it a Trangia? Is that what they call it? With the little blocks that you set fire to, and it just took. I don't fucking know. It took forever.
That's a Trangia, yeah.
Yeah, it just took fucking forever, and and it wasn't enough. It was just a terrible experience. So a flameless cook set, I reckon. There's no electricity needed. There's no fire at all. It does say between 15 and 30 minutes for a piping hot meal, depending on the cooked stage of the food.
Hang on a minute. I will boil in water within a good 5 minutes. So, I don't believe you. I don't think it was. I really don't think it was. So you've got boiling water plus a fucked up table. It's fine. The table was replaceable. Actually, I think it's in the shed.
Do you want to have to replace the table?
Already
Every
have.
time you want some hot water?
No, already have.
If it shouldn't be this much, it shouldn't be this difficult to get boiling hot water without having to replace the entire table and clean down the kettle and whatever. It should be this is just simple, and it's £7. I just think this is the answer to all of our problems. They do seem to be getting some nice stuff in actually lately. They seem to be getting some updated bits in. I don't know if you can see, this is now a video of them demonstrating their heat to eat system, where they've taken the lid off. They're putting some water into the bottom there. I guess that's what gets heated. It might be those little gel packs. I don't know. Because it's that time of year. Have you ever seen those? You sort of squeeze them little gel packs, and you put them in your pockets, and they keep your hands warm. You must know those, Rich.
I do indeed. Yeah, they're great. I think this works on some kind of stone, isn't it?
I don't really know.
But yeah, I like the idea of this. I'd like to give it a go, just to try it, to see how it works. That works by activating the heat stone, quick line with water. Okay, so you put water onto the quick line, and that creates the steam. Okay, that's quite interesting.
So that is our Festpod Favourites for this week, and that is about time. That's all we've got time for, really. So it's time to plug what else you do. So, Rich, you do other things apart from this, don't you? What else have you got going on?
I've plugged quite a lot of Wrexham FC, and I don't work for them anymore.
No.
But no, I'm trying to get my photography business going. Richard Holmes Photography. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Mainly Facebook. I don't really like Instagram for some reason. Website's nearly there as well. And I do kind of landscape and cityscape stuff. I'm looking to branch out into kind of more stuff as well. So it's just something to fill my days with. And so yeah, feel free to check it out and like, subscribe, and share, and all that bollocks. It'd be much appreciated.
All that bollocks. So how do people find you? What are people searching for?
Richard Holmes Photography on Facebook.
Oh, are we a Richard Holmes?
I am. That's my my photography professional name, whereas my media professional name is Rich. So I'm living a double life.
You are, aren't you? I quite like that. Like a superhero.
Or an anti-hero, I don't know.
Lee, what are you plugging?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at TE_LEIGH_vision, or for short, television. That's the same for, I think my TikTok, the same for my TikTok. I don't record on TikTok. Just send me videos. I'll send them back. So I do use that for a good laugh.
He likes to watch.
Not that way, you weirdo.
Not in that way, Neil. No, but you are a watcher, aren't you? You're not a.
I'm not an actual TikToker. I'm just a watcher. Yes.
No, there we are. That's the correct terminology. He's anyway. And if you want to follow me, just look for Neil Wilkinson. Neil with 2 L's on whatever social media. I'm probably on it. So do give us a review wherever you've found us, whether it's on social media or it's on YouTube, or whether it's on Spotify or any other podcast catcher. We are on quite a few by now, actually. We are on the socials, Festpod. Just search for Festpod and you'll find us. Same goes for YouTube. Please do like the video and subscribe if you're there. We'd like to get those numbers up. That'd be very good of you if you could. And we have merch on sale. Don't forget that. If you want to get involved and have a bit of the brand on your person, then you can go to Etsy and search for Festpod there to find it. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you again next time. See you later. Bye. A Wilco Productions podcast.
Have you ever been gerbiled, Neil?